Now in 2K25, there has been a complete overhaul on how you swing, how you actually hit the ball, and all of your approaches and stuff like that. So I'm going to show you how you control the ball itself, because we don't have now the power meter as such where you keep tapping like LB and it gives you that red power shot, or you don't have the spin ball that you absolutely tap A with. You've kind of got a different approach for this, which I actually really like. So for instance, if we're looking here, we've got obviously this approach going on here. So realistically, we want to go all the way up and we've got 40. So say we want to hit it on the green here. We've got our right hand side there where we can see we've got the 85%. If I just do it as a normal shot, in fact, this is a putter. Why on earth am I using a putter? Say we are going for the approach then. Let's go, where are we going? 100 yards. Oh, that's a putter, 60 wedge. Oh, it's going for a chip, that's why. Pitch, that is what we're looking for. I was thinking, there's no way. So say yes, we're going for this now. So, for instance, we're going 20 yards. We're going to need to get about 83% of the power. So realistically, we're looking at a shot. Oh, that's a bit over. So we're looking like that. So as you can see, there's nothing to it. That's pretty much the hit in itself. So we know the ball's going to roll a little bit. So we could potentially go, it's going to go for another chip as well there, which is not what we want. So let's go like that and bring it into a pitch. So say we bring it a bit closer, we can obviously do this. There we go, better approach, lovely, perfect on everything. We've got the ball right there. Now, the way that you can change the ball and change the direction, which is really nice to do. So say we've got the chip going on, we're going to go for the approach. We're going to go for the pitch here, and we can see we'll bring it back again. We're going to label it pretty much bang on, maybe 19 just before. If you hold LB, we can see that on the right hand side now, we've got the height of the shot and the kind of depth of the shot, really. I kind of keep this in the middle at the moment, but the left hand stick, we can see as we go here, this is a low hit. So basically there's going to be very little spin back on this. So basically the ball rolls off. So if I go for my hit now, I'll go for just a little bit less, but you'll see the ball just keeps on going. So that's going to be anything like a drive or a shot that you want to actually keep rolling. So for instance, if I was to kind of go with a pitch here and I want the ball to keep rolling, say if I was to drop it very, very short, and then I was to bring this up a little bit more, then for instance, if I was doing that, it's a good approach. It's going to dip and I'm going to let it roll a bit closer. So that's kind of just an example of that. If I was to do it the other way that I wanted to go with, so I bring it back again, but I'll bring it right close to the pitch this time, and instead I get the spin a lot quicker, go for a high one. What it will do is it should drop the ball and pretty much stop. Maybe not, but what it realistically should do is if I try that again, if I go for it normally works on more of a kind of high shot, really. So if I was to try and go here and then bring it all the way down, what it should do, I can't remember if it's up or down, that basically bring it, I want to try down. You want to go for almost a pitch because it will stop it dead on. What I will try is basically if I go for a different scenario of this. So if it was to take Tiger Woods, for instance. So say we do the same high fade here. What we can see is our direction is going to be pretty much bang on the pin if we can. And if we get the serve absolutely right, we've got the perfect contact and swing path. What you should find is this might be a little bit too far, but when it drops, it should, as you see, drop straight on. If I was to do the exact same thing and leave the ball rolling, it will roll forward instead. So that's naturally how you want to play it. So for instance, if we was to drive, we can still do the same thing. Obviously, if we look here, we know we've got a lot of rolling path that we can go with. So if you wanted to be that kind of almost discerning with it, say we go like this, say if we want to be that specific with it, we're going to go for the drive, big hit forward. And what it will do is it may not have the greatest impact on a driver. It's mainly for your flop shots, but it should allow that roll just to get that little bit more, giving you just them extra yards to go forward. Meaning that, for instance, for Tiger specifically, we're right on this money shot here. And what we want to do is we want to go maybe one up on the club and instead go for a real drop on it, because we know we've got a good kind of wedge going. We see that it does drop it that little bit more. So we're going to drop it right in front of it and give it a good old whack, good perfect, contact not as much. But as we see it drop forward here, it's gone for a real lob, and it should just putters, as you see there with a spin. Any extra spin on the ball as well is going to be fantastic, but it should give, and I missed that then, but you will see that it does have a really good roll on it. So that's pretty much all you've got to do to control the ball.